Everybody, today is June 28th of 2024. This is the 26th, when I can't even read it. The City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission meeting, I'm calling it to order. If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Where's it, behind me? Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. I myself, Brian Chalik, is here. Betsy Parkinson-Hinton's here. I'm sorry. Betsy Parkinson is here. Jennifer Francisconi's here. J.T. McDermott's here. One absent is Damon Gasaway. Okay, public comment. Opening public comment. It is now 5:16. Does anybody have anything to say? Nobody? I'll close it at 5:16. No public comment. Minutes. Did everybody have a chance to look at both the regular meeting minutes and the special meeting, which was one was on the 29th of May and one was on May 6th? Are there any additions, deletions to those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 29th, 2024 regular meeting, May 6th, 2024 special meeting, and June 3rd, 2024 special meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. Claims docket. Has everybody looked at the claims docket for today's date, 6/26 of 24? Not much there. Comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the June 26th, 2024 claim docket.
I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. We're going to skip to old business, which there is none. New business, public hearing and approval of declaratory resolution for the amendment of the LaPorte Consolidated Economic Development Area, Economic Development Plan, including expansion of the LaPorte Consolidated, wait a minute, where am I at? Consolidated Economic Development Area and the creation of 39 North Allocation Area and the Boyd Boulevard Allocation Area. Mr. Cook, would you please read that for us and explain it?
Yeah, good evening to the Redevelopment Commission. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. So I'll read your resolution into the record. Resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission confirming certain amendments to the declaratory resolution and the Economic Development Plan for the LaPorte Consolidated Economic Development Area, creation of the 39 North Allocation Area and Boyd Boulevard Allocation Area. Whereas the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission previously adopted and amended a declaratory resolution establishing the LaPorte Consolidated Economic Development Area in the city and approving an economic development plan for the economic development area. And whereas on May 6th, 2024, the Redevelopment Commission approved and adopted a resolution amending the declaratory resolution to 1, expand the economic development area to include A, the area shown in the map as Exhibit A to the 2024 resolution, the 39 North expansion area, and B, the area shown in the map attached as Exhibit B to the 2024 resolution, the Boyd Boulevard expansion area. 2, designate the 39 North expansion area as a separate new allocation area designated as the 39 North allocation area. And 3, designate the Boyd Boulevard expansion area as a separate new allocation area designated as the Boyd Boulevard allocation area. And whereas the Redevelopment Commission submitted the 2024 resolution to the City of LaPorte Plan Commission for its approval pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-14-16, and whereas the Plan Commission on May 14th, 2024 issued its order approving the 2024 resolution, Whereas pursuant to Section 16 of the Act, the Common Council of the city on June 3rd, 2024, adopted a resolution which approved the 2024 resolution, the amendments, and the Plan Commission order. And whereas the commission has received the written orders of approval as required by Section 17A of the Act, and whereas pursuant to Section 17 of the Act, the commission caused to be published a notice of public hearing with respect to the amendments and filed a copy of said notice in the offices of all departments, bodies, or officers of the city having to do with the city planning, variances from zoning ordinances, land use, or the issuance of building permits, and provided all other notices required by law. And whereas at the hearing held by the commission on June 26, 2024, the commission heard all persons interested in the proceedings and considered any written remonstrances that were filed and all evidence presented. And whereas the commission now desires to take final action determining the public utility and benefit of the amendments and confirming the 2024 resolution in accordance with Section 17 of the Act. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission as follows. 1, the commission hereby reconfirms the findings and determinations set forth in the declaratory resolution with respect to the economic development area as previously amended. 2, after considering the evidence presented at the public hearing, the commission hereby confirms the findings and determinations, designations, and approving and adopting actions contained in the 2024 resolution. 3, after considering the evidence presented at the public hearing, the commission hereby finds and determines that it will be of public utility and benefit to proceed with the amendments, and the amendments are hereby approved in all respects. 4, the 2024 resolution is hereby confirmed. 5, the resolution constitutes final action pursuant to Section 17D of the Act by the commission determining the public utility and benefit of the amendments and confirming the 2024 resolution pertaining to the economic development area. 6, the secretary of the commission is directed to record the final action taken by the commission pursuant to the requirements of Section 17D of the Act, adopted the 26th day of June 2024. So you have seen the Redevelopment Commission, the Plan Commission, the City Council, and now back to the Redevelopment Commission we've discussed the formation of the allocation areas on 39 North and Boyd Boulevard. As you can hear in the resolution, this is the final action that we have to take in that process. Andy Mauser with Baker Tilly is here. He can review the tax impact statement with you and answer any questions in regard to that. But before I cede the mic, if you have any questions about exactly what we're doing or the either allocation area, I'm happy to try and answer those.
I'm going to have, we're going to open the public hearing and then have Andy speak it then.
Okay.
This is a resolution, so this can be passed tonight, so we will open the public hearing. It is now open for public. It is 5:23 PM on June 26, 2024. Anybody have anything to say? Remonstration or talk about it?
Yeah, Andy, if you want to discuss
Andy
it,
Maurer?
we thought now would be a good time. Thanks.
Thank you. Again, Andy Mauser with Baker Tilly, Craig Markham with my office here as well. I'll try to be brief. More so wanted to be here to answer any questions and then just kind of give a quick overview on the tax impact statement. I know these are a couple of high profile and exciting projects for the city. So, again, wanted to be here for any questions. And, I think especially in the way of the data center project should be something that provides some resources to the Redevelopment Commission to continue to do projects going forward. So we do, much like we've done in the past for your TIF creation and amendment of TIF areas, we did put together a tax impact study. That tax impact study goes out to all the overlapping taxing units for both TIF allocation areas. So that includes the county, both Center and Pleasant Townships, the city itself, the school corporation, the library, the airport authority, and the solid waste district. They each receive a copy of the tax impact study and then also a notice of the public hearing for tonight's meeting. The tax impact statement, discusses your existing consolidated economic development area, and then the expansion, really two expansions that's being made to that economic development area. One to the northwest to pick up 39 North, and then on the south side for the Boyd Boulevard area, and then also discusses the creation of allocation areas within both of those expanded areas of the economic development area. These actions do not affect any of your existing allocation areas, so those areas will continue to capture TIF, much like they have in the past. And then they will also, plan to expire in the future, as they always have been scheduled to. So those base assessment dates will all remain the same, and then the base dates on the two new areas will be January 1st of this year. So any growth occurring, by this next assessment date, January 1 of 2025, will be captured within both new allocation areas. The tax impact study does talk about your existing TIF collections within LaPorte Center Township. So you currently capture about $78 million of assessed value, and that currently generates about $2.2 million in TIF annually, just within LaPorte Center. We did include estimates, potentially a $3 to $4 million project in 39 North could generate about $100,000 of additional TIF within 39 North. And then for the data center project, while that's estimated at, I think, a $300 million investment on the building alone, we've assumed about a $34 million assessed value on that building, conservatively, and that $34 million alone would generate about $1 million in TIF annually. We then also show several scenarios of, the projects and the impacts of the TIF area, and that will capture that growth. And then we include basically a hypothetical scenario if the developments were to occur and the assessed value was not captured within a TIF area. So for 39 North, it's additional improvements need to be made within the area to continue to see that area develop in the future. With the data center, if you were to allow that $34 million to flow through to the tax base, while that's $1 million in TIF as it's captured, and this is something I know we've discussed at your annual meeting as we've gone through your annual TIF presentation. When you capture it as TIF, that's dollars, so that's $1 million of new taxes. If you did not capture it, you would not let those dollars flow through, but it would really be the assessed value. And rather than being, $1 million as TIF or $1 million that would flow through to the overlapping taxing units, that $1 million would actually be about $30,000 of impact. And then it could potentially bring tax rates down, but that tax rate decrease would be, less than 10 cents. So pretty minor decrease on the tax rate. And again, this will give you the ability to capture those dollars and then continue to invest really anywhere, not only within these allocation areas, but within the entire consolidated economic development area. And I think what we've seen with your TIF areas, in the past, you've reinvested, created additional growth, and then you've got expirations that are going to occur with those TIF areas. So throughout the 2030s, you'll have, the majority of that $78 million in the Porte Center Township, and then additional tens of millions of dollars of assessed value that will start to flow through to your other taxing districts as well. And that's just the scheduled, expirations of your existing TIF areas that will continue to have positive impacts on the tax base. So again, more so wanted to be here for any questions, but wanted to just give kind of a quick overview of the tax impact study that did go out.
Any questions for Andy?
I don't have any.
Thank you,
Oh,
Andy.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate your hard work.
Any other comments? Discussions?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of.
What is JT? I'll have to close the public.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I am now, since there are no other further comments, it is now 5:29. I'm closing the public comment area. 5:29 on June 26, 2024. Close the hearing. And then we will vote. Go ahead.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission confirming certain amendments to the declaratory resolution and the economic development plan for the LaPorte Consolidated Economic Development Area, creation of 39 North Allocation Area and Boyd Boulevard Allocation Area.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, other business, downtown alleys Hitchcock proposal. That's in the, about the last page, is 10 pages of your book there. I think it's pretty straightforward. Bottom line, it looks like he's for all that they're going to do, they're charging per block of $17,300. And I would hate to bother you with reading all of this.
Explain it.
And they're going to do apparently, what, one alley?
Yeah, so the total amount is $17,300 for the full contract, and it looks like the program analysis for one block is $4,500 fixed, and then the remainder is design for the contract.
Brian, can I give a
Sure.
little background? Just sorry.
Sure, Bert.
Bert Cook, Executive Director of LEAP again. So one of the things that Craig Phillips has been working on is, and it's, you've seen it in other or we've seen it in other communities, recapturing some of the alley spaces that we have. So it makes up a big portion of our downtown. It's space that's obviously underutilized and maybe not so pretty in its current form. But Craig is working through the idea of how can we reuse that space in a more productive way. And so the first step in that process is to kind of determine what's there and what might be possible. And the proposal that you have in front of you is to do exactly that. I think we're focused on the alley just south of Lincoln Way between Indiana and Michigan as the starting place, but then there's obviously some pricing in there for adding to that in the future. But the hope is that you'd be willing to support getting Hitchcock involved to kind of help us determine what might be possible. And then the goal would be to bring a project back to you at some point to potentially affect those changes.
Questions?
I like that.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Bert.
So we're gonna make a motion to pass.
I'll make a motion to approve downtown alleys Hitchcock proposal.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Further discussion? I believe the block is right here, isn't it? Right behind the bank? Yeah. We have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Approval of Qualls tax parcel incentive payment. Is that Mr. Cook, or does that,
You take it?
this is an annual thing we do?
Stay up here, maybe.
Yeah.
So it is, Brian, you are correct. We make, twice a year, we make
Right.
payments as per our development agreement to the Qualls family. So I know we need you to authorize us making those payments, and this will be the second payment we've made to them.
Time is of the essence to pass this, I think, to get it, and
Because it goes on the
goes to Board of Works.
Board of Public Works agenda as well. That's right.
Okay.
Questions? It's an annual payment, it's the same annual payment we made last year.
Yeah, just as a reminder, they pay their property taxes and we rebate them through a lease process.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the Qualls tax parcel incentive payment.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. The last thing we have is Mr. Hagenau's, we're gonna, how do you wanna put that? Who are you gonna have do that? Me? Go ahead. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
So there was a clerical error with the bid advertisement for the Thomas Rose Industrial Park. Bids were gonna be opened
I believe, yesterday, and because of the clerical error, the recommendation is to reject all bids and, rebid the project, re-advertise the project to account for that clerical error, so.
So we're gonna reject all the bids, then rebid it, basically, open it
Yes.
up for rebidding.
Correct.
And this is the fault of the newspaper, whoever they chose?
Not quite sure whose fault it was, but we want to make sure that all Ts are crossed and Is are dotted, so that's the recommendation, is to reject all the bids at this point and have the project re-advertise.
Re-advertise the
Yeah.
bid.
Yep.
Have a
Okay.
motion?
So we need a motion to reject all the bids and then reopen it as a separate
Well,
motion?
Yeah, we'll rebid it, yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to reject all of the bids for the Thomas Rose Industrial Park, open bid.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? That's taken in both, rejecting the bids and rebidding it,
Yep,
putting it out, so it's all in one motion.
correct.
Understood. We have a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. So that's done. I don't think we have anything else. Who would like to be the number 10 on this?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Further discussion? There is none. All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. We are adjourned.